Hey everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be looking at Tales of Beedle the Bard by J.K. Rowling and illustrated by Chris Riddell. This book has always had, it's always been close to my heart because I don't know if you remember, but when the time when this came out, Beedle the Bard, originally it started with J.K. Rowling writing 6 individual books, handwritten and hand illustrated by herself, that she gifted to her friends. She wrote a 7th one which she auctioned off, and Amazon bought and owned the only public copy of Beedle the Bard in the world. And I remember going to the website and there was like a page dedicated to it with some illustrations and a brief description of each story. I was so devastated that it wasn't going to be made into a real book until eventually it was, and this was the original. I did have another version of it, but I got rid of it because I wasn't interested in the illustrations. I think it was Levi Penfold that did the illustrations, but it wasn't like the Levi Penfold that you think of today. It was I'm pretty sure it was him that did it, but it was very basic illustrations. Levi now is known for very detailed, intricate renders that are beautiful, and he will be drawing the last few books in the Harry Potter series that Jim Kay was not able to finish. Anyway, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent. I've always been a bit obsessed with this book. I was so grateful to have a copy of it when this came out, and this one is illustrated by J.K. Rowling herself. At the time when this came out as well, I was very curious and intrigued by the idea of these short form fairy tales that have a moral, that were very much famous in the past in Grimm's fairy tales, and Hans Christian Andersen, Oscar Wilde did some as well. We don't really have modern authors writing in that style anymore, and so to see J.K. Rowling's take on it, even if it was set within her universe, I was really intrigued. So when this came out, I was very excited, and I think this was the first time that I was kind of intrigued by Chris Riddell, because before this I'd never really been a fan of him. But when this came out in 2018, I remember specifically when it was released, I was going through a bit of a hard time. I was struggling for money. My boyfriend bought it for me as a treat, and I've always just cherished this book so much. I love it. It's my favourite Chris Riddell book. I said in a previous video I wish he'd illustrated Harry Potter. I still do. So let's take a look together. My favourite story in this is The Fountain of Fair Fortune. I think it's the most magical and fun. So we start off with a picture of Beedle. As I mentioned before, Chris can take a book that's this thin and just draw way too many pictures for it, which I love, and every chance that he gets to illustrate something different or intriguing, he will take that chance. He's also doing something very unusual with the wizard's hats in this book, which, if I was able to talk to him, I'd like to find out. On the very tip of the hat, he has what looks like little metal cones with a handle attached as well, and there's some here on the front. I'll point them out when we see them further on in the book. I'm not really sure what's going off there, but I enjoy it. I'm intrigued by it and I like it. So the wizard and the hopping pot is a cautionary tale of using your power to help others. We have the son who inherits the hopping pot, which is a cauldron that his father once used to help people in the village. But the son doesn't want to do that or use his magic for good, so he ignores it. And the more that he ignores it, the more annoying the hopping pot becomes. So he grows boils and it starts jumping, and it the story escalates until the son realizes he should use his powers for good and help the village people cure their illnesses and sickness and stuff. So again, we've got this like cone thing on the top. Really nice use of colour in this book. I mean, he uses this nice colours a lot, but also have a lot of really beautiful sketches that look like they've been done with pencil. So at the end of each of the tales, there's notes by Albus Dumbledore, and he's taken it upon himself, Chris has taken it upon himself to illustrate these notes, which is really fun. Talking about, there's bits where they're talking about times that they've done play versions of these stories at Hogwarts for their like Christmas pantomime type thing. So then there's pictures of like Hogwarts students in there and stuff. I love this beautiful like cape or robes that this wizard is wearing and how it has eyes all over it. It's really fun. I love how long and pointed the wands are. And again, this weird pointy thing. I don't know what it means, but I enjoy it. Some characters that are mentioned in Dumbledore's notes that Chris has decided to illustrate in full, which is beautiful. I want to be in the alternate universe where Chris did illustrate these books. It's funny because he tells a story about, I can't remember, he had a series of books that kind of put him on the map, and in the 90s he was trying to get them published. And I love this, by the way, but I'll talk about it in a second. He tried to get the books published, and the publishers literally said to them, children don't want to read about magic. And then like within a year or two, Harry Potter came out and blew up, and then the publishers came back to him and said, oh, by the way, that story that you wanted to write, we're interested now. Which is so like frustrating and two-faced, but it's how publishing works. It's how any entertainment business works. They wait and see and react to stuff that is popular. But I would love to see him illustrate the whole lot of the books. Beatrix Bloxham. Love this image. It's beautiful. So detailed. Looks so perfect for the description. It's like a sickly sweet author that doesn't believe in like being too honest or truthful with children. And she wrote a version of the story that was very Disneyfied and toned down within their universe. Just beautiful lore that J.K. Rowling is making up. Fountain of Fair Fortune. I love this story. I love a knight and three witches going on a quest to gain glory, and it just kind of all works out and comes together in the end. There's a beautiful pull out here. That I am going to see if I can fit on camera. I love this image. So you have these two here. This is when they've reached the fountain. Oh, love this. Love this fountain. I mean, if you compare the fountain to J.K. Rowling's fountain, obviously her talents lie in words, so I mean, that's still a really beautiful fountain. This is a whole new take. Like, this is a completely different take on a fountain. I love it. Ends with two of them falling in love. Sorry, let me correct these pages. And then we have notes on the Fountain of Fair Fortune. illustrating the little stories. Oh, so I think this was the one that was made into a play at Hogwarts, and then two of the children fell out with each other because they really realised they were dating the same boy who was playing the knight or something. A spell went wrong and blew up someone's head. Headmaster Dippet. He's mentioned in one of the books, isn't he? And then we've got a picture of Lucius Malfoy and Draco, which, because they were just like offhandedly mentioned in the comments, he drew them, and these are beautiful depictions, and I want to see him do Harry, Hermione and Ron. We've got a collection of students and, is it parents or teachers? Stunning. I love the blue in the background, the washed out blue. And there's very little colour here, but when the colours do come on the page, it really pops, like the reds and the greens and the yellows. Just after looking at the Little Prince book, he does use blue and yellow a lot. This is beautiful. This is just like a masterpiece, honestly. Voldemort. No real need to draw Voldemort in this book, but he found a way and he did it, and I'm not angry about it. Warlock's Hairy Heart I do like as like a second best, because it's kind of a twisted take on, I would say, like Beauty and the Beast. She's got a lot of hair. It's a very dark tale. It's a beautiful 2-page spread. Oh, she's genius. A similar pattern to what I've mentioned in previous videos. Love this, love these sketches here, love this, love the lines, love the etching, love everything, love it. Midsummer Night's Dream. That would be a fun book to illustrate. Beautiful close-up here. Odd choice that his mouth is like going off the page. He really loves like a piss yellow, doesn't he? Babbity rabbiting a crackling stump. This I feel like is set in Asia. In Chris's take. I love the big puffy pants and the hats. Especially from the point of view of like wizards. It's a fun take of this like washerwoman who uses magic and almost gets outed as a witch and changes into a rabbit, I think. And the person who tries to out her gets what's coming to him. I guess he gets karma. I can't remember the stories in full. But the fountain is the one that I've done the most, and this is her in rabbit form. Again, a really nice wand. Nice use of like watercolors. Just I love seeing the textures in the paper, like the blotting and the washness. These sketches are really beautiful, especially on this like off-white paper. I'd love to know what kind of pencil he was using for these. Just so good. Yellow and blue again. Common themes. Professor McGonagall. This man takes every opportunity he can get and he uses it to the full, and that's something that I can learn from. I mean, part of it is being who he is and being his age and having his career, that people let him do what he wants. Because I can imagine an artist starting out in their career, they would be told to like strip back or tone down stuff. Look at this brotricle. This is amazing. Ugh, that's beautiful. Tale of the Three Brothers. That image in itself is just stunning. And then we have the return to using these little cup things on the top of the wizard hats. I loved how this was animated in the film. Oh, before I saw the film, I thought that's a perfect time to use animation. And I'm so glad that they did. But I like this take as well. This is so cool. All these different wizard designs. I may need to just like draw some of these again, just to like try and take in some of his genius and hope it rubs off onto me. So many like distinct characters. Ah, that dragon. If he can't do Harry Potter, I would like to see him do Lord of the Rings, because I think he'd do a good job of that. Love this. Love it. Stunning, stunning. Oh, these are beautiful. Oh, honestly. Man's a genius. So, thanks for joining me. Beautiful, finish off with a beautiful picture of Roald Dahl. I don't know where that came from. Albus Dumbledore. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be posting more book reviews and sketchbook flip-throughs, so if you want to see more, subscribe, give me a like, and I'll see you in the next video.